We're in the Sheppard Mansion kitchen. Today we're going to do a short tutorial on how we make our homemade butter. See, starting here we have an antique butter churn, which actually was part of the family's, how they made their butter. It's something we came into when we opened the restaurant. Most people at home are going to have a KitchenAid mixer like this with a whip attachment. So part of the equipment you need certainly is this, and then you need to start with a source of high quality heavy cream. We have some heavy cream from Apple Valley Creamery. It's a local dairy to us, very high in fat, so you actually have to give it a little shake before you start. We're just going to pour it straight into the clean bowl. A lot of this process will be very familiar, so I like making whipped cream. You start the mixer on low, don't want to start it on high, you end up with cream everywhere, all over the floor, and just a big mess in your kitchen. We get it going, you see it's starting to thicken a little bit already. One part, one of the interesting things for us when we make this butter, we'll see when we go over to where Brent is that throughout the varying seasons, you see different colors in the cream and then in the butter, depending on what the animals are eating. Right now we get a really very vivid yellow color to the butter. You increase the speed a little bit, now it's getting thicker. This really just takes a couple minutes. A lot of people probably have made butter and didn't even know it. They were making whipped cream for a dinner party. Walked away, came back, and they had this sort of mess that looked like cottage cheese. You're actually well on your way to making some very good butter. Things you can listen for if you're doing other things. You can hear the motor actually starting to have to work harder, maybe log down a little bit. That's a sign to come back and pay attention to what's happening. And you can see where we've actually gone from whipped cream to what now looks a little bit more like cottage cheese. So this is the first step, and then from here, we walk over the second section, the kitchen where Brent is, and to his left, we actually have the strainer where we go through and rinse the butter off that came out of the KitchenAid, and then we move to the marble slab. And at this point, we're trying to knead the butter to get as much moisture out of it as possible and really get a very high fat content. At this point, once you've kneaded it and you've gotten a lot of the moisture out, you can either add salt to it. We'll add Maldon sea salt for our tasting menus, or you can keep it unsalted, and we use it in our pastry and bread program. But at this point, you're pretty much finished. Put it into a container and either put it in the freezer or put it in your fridge. So it's a very short tutorial on how we make our homemade butter here at the Sheppard Mansion.